Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, it is our last day in Miami. We are supposed to fly out tonight at 7:30 and we are laying on the beach and it is beautiful. Look at the sky. Very few clouds in the sky. No, you're not getting a full body shot of me. But we're having a great day. Alex just ordered some chips and salsa and guac. And I've been drinking Diet Pepsis by the beach. It's just been a really nice day. And it's about 1:15. And we just heard somebody say that their flight to Chicago is canceled. So we're like wondering if our flight is gonna get canceled tonight. So since I never vlog out and about, I thought I would vlog here. You can kind of see, this is the Fontainebleau behind me. If you saw the movie Goldfinger, that's where it was filmed over there. And it's beautiful here today. So, can I turn this around? I don't think I can turn this around while I'm filming it. But anyway, so we're like, Alex and I, as soon as we heard them say that their flight to Chicago is canceled, we looked at each other and I go, look it up. I was like, if it's canceled, we're staying for another day. We're gonna just get a room here, it'll be real nice. But I said, you know what's gonna happen to us is we'll get to the airport and then they'll cancel our flight. So anyway, we're kind of waiting to find out and see. And I'm gonna do some footage of the beach so you guys can see how pretty the beach is here. All the little birdies. It's such a pretty day outside. This is the beach. So pretty today. I'm gonna go put my phone up so I can lay down for a little bit. So it's the end of our day. It's like 4:15. Alex went to go get our stuff because he didn't want to go swimming in the pool. And I went swimming in the pool over there. And now I'm just kind of hanging out waiting for him to, he'll probably walk up behind me now that I'm saying that. Waiting for him to come back. We ate on the beach. I got a kid's meal, a grilled cheese kid's meal. And Alex got chicken fingers. And I'm gonna sit in this little booth right here and feel real bougie. And isn't the hotel behind me beautiful though? I mean, it's beautiful. And the weather today was perfection. It was like 82, 83 the entire day. I think I got a little bit of sun carrying me through the... I always look over here when I'm doing the video instead of like, I think I'm supposed to look straight ahead or over there. I don't know. So anyway. But I wanted to film a little bit throughout the day and this is what the resort looks like. And it's just really pretty and it's kind of dead. There's not like a whole lot going on down here in the pool anymore. It was packed earlier, but I'm trying to let my bathing suit dry out and then I have shorts. This is what I have laid out to wear back. I have shorts and a long t-shirt and my sandals, which I think I'm gonna change when I get to the airport in Indianapolis and put my shoes on because my good Judy, Valerie just texted me and said it's snowing, which I'm kind of excited about. I'm kind of like, oh my God, it's snowing in Indianapolis. So basically, you know, that means it's Christmas. So anyway, all right, well, I will probably maybe vlog a little bit from the airport or anything. I don't know, I'm just gonna show you guys some of this around here for a second just so you can see. Okay, bye. Just wanted to get a little bit better of a video view so you can see. It's so pretty. The hotel, this is like the old hotel that was in the Goldfinger movie. And then, as you can see, like these are the chairs I was talking about last night. There's like, just like tons and tons and tons of chairs over here. And that was the building that we stayed in. And there's another building. And then there was the restaurant that we ate up there last night with those women. So it's just really nice. It's beautiful. I would highly recommend the Fontainebleau. I think it's fantastic. We're at the airport. I'm basically a flight attendant. Don't even question, I'm basically a flight attendant. What makes you a flight attendant? Because I can push my cart like that, see? We're here 2.5 hours early. And I think I have 9 or 10% left on my phone. And how much do you have?
I have a charger.
Oh, you have a charger?
Yeah.
Well, I have a charger too, but we're gonna try to get to our gate, which is very far away. So anyway, just to take you guys on a little adventure with us today. And I will be back later. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
So since we're at the airport, we have 5, 3, 6, an hour and a half until we board. I'm gonna walk around here in a second. I'm gonna get some treats for a movie to watch, but I thought I would try to find some place to vlog where I could just sit and maybe there wouldn't be a lot of people, but it seems like everywhere I go, now there's people over there. It seems like everywhere I go, there's people. We're like sitting in like the perfect place. We have this like whole desk area with these chargers. It's like the perfect place to sit. Oh, maybe this is good in here. Let me see if people are sitting in here or not. I don't want to just like sit on the ground. There really isn't anywhere for me to vlog. Oh, I thought, well, I could just vlog at the airport, and then when it's time for us to, when I get home, then I can go to bed. But I can go out and vlog for a little bit too. We're actually, I'm gonna go over here. We're actually leaving from a different gate than we left from before. Is there a place to sit down over here? So, okay. What a day it has been. We had such a great last day today. And we were like fingers crossed. Because I'll tell you about the beach in a second, but we were at the beach. And we were like fingers crossed. Oh, we heard this guy walk by and he goes, well, I'm supposed to fly back to Chicago today, but they just canceled my flight. And Alex and I both like looked at each other. Did I say this earlier when I was vlogging?
Okay, final boarding call for all passengers for flights to LaGuardia, flight number 2768, gate number D51.
They're going to New York and it is like snowing like crazy. It's crazy. It's snowing like crazy in New York.
All passengers at this time, if you are confirmed to LaGuardia, please board immediately. This is the final call.
So anyway, so this guy on the beach was like talking to somebody else, and he was like, oh, like all of, he was like, my flight just got canceled to Chicago, which apparently is like a lot worse than us, but we're only 3 hours south of Chicago, and not even that far, like to O'Hare, 2.5 hours. So then like all of our friends' family started texting us and was like, it's starting to snow pretty bad in Indianapolis, of which I have on. Can we talk about that for a second? So anyway, so I looked at Alex and Alex goes, so what would you do if our flight got canceled? He always what ifs me on this stuff. And I said, oh, I would be in 7th heaven. And he goes, well, what would you want to do? Would you want to stay here for another night? We just go get like a cheap hotel somewhere. I said, oh, no. I said, I have wanted to stay at that hotel, the One, forever, but it's too expensive for us to book a couple nights in a row. This would be the perfect time because I know if I got on there to book one night and it's this late in the day, I said we could get some great rate on it. So this would be the perfect time for me to, we could go over there, we could have dinner there, we could do a late night swim, have a little, be a little romantical up in the hotel. It could be perfect, okay? Like this would be perfect. And then tomorrow we would fly back, and he was like, yeah, and neither one of us, it's like have so much stuff to do tomorrow that we can't, you know, avoid it for a day. But our flight is on time, it didn't get canceled, so. The sun's setting over there, it's so pretty, it's like pink. But in my dad used to say, red in the morning, sailors take warning, red at night, sailors delight. It's really pretty over there. I shouldn't have to hold this like this, but there's not really anywhere for me to put it. So if I do that, you can't see me. So we got up today and really quick. Well, we had already packed all of our stuff last night. So we just got like our backpack together and all that kind of stuff. Our backpacks together, and then Alex like filled our water bottles, and because he got us like these Swell water bottles when he went to CVS the other night, so we could take us to the beach with us. And then we checked out, and then we took our bags downstairs because they were going to hold them for us until we checked out so we could like change. And so we did that, and then we took our bags over there and they held them, and then we went to the beach. And it really wasn't that crowded on the beach or the pool today. I mean, it's a Monday, I guess, but I was telling Alex, like, the beach is so beautiful, and the food and drinks down there are cheap. I was like, I would totally, like, and I got a kid's meal today. I got a grilled cheese, and he got chicken fingers and fries. And I got fries, too, with my grilled cheese, but I was like, if I lived down here, like, I would totally check in here for a night just to be able to use, like, the pool and the beach and stuff. And then, so I could use like the pool and the beach and whatever, and then just like order food and like have the room for the night and be able to use like, because you could use the pool and the beach. If you checked in on like a Friday night, you could use the pool and the beach. Well, if you checked in on like a Saturday, you could use it like Saturday, check out Sunday, and then still use the pool and the beach all day long. So anyway, we were out there all day long. It was so nice. The water in the ocean was a little cold today, but we got in and we swam, and the waves were really, really high, and we were like body surfing the waves, which was really fun. And they're like noticing that I'm vlogging. They're like, he's wanting to move, but he's like dude, my camera's the other way. Anyway, it's so weird that they have payphones here. Does anybody use payphones anymore? So anyway, they're moving now, so this is gonna be real uncomfortable. They're like seriously like staring right at me now while I'm vlogging. They moved from one side to the other, and now they're just like looking right at me. Anyway, I don't care. Look away. If I'm gonna be a vlogger, I have to vlog in public, right? So we just sat on the beach and we body surfed, and it was so nice. It was like 82 the whole time. There were hardly any clouds in the sky. It was just absolutely beautiful. And we got out there at about 11:30, 11:15 or 11:30, and we stayed out there till like 4:45. And then I wanted to swim in the pool for a little bit, and so Alex went and got our bags, or he got the stuff that we were going to change into because we had it in these plastic bags. And then I swam in the pool for a little bit, and then he came over and we just kind of sat there and talked because we were like done early, like it was really early. So we just kind of sat there and talked, and talked about like the next time that we want to come down here. We're like, let's just book it. When we get home, let's just book another trip to come back down here because we love it so much. So, so we're gonna do that when we get home, and so we just have like another trip planned. The thing was about this weekend, it was like we got down here Friday morning, and if he didn't have to do the thing on Sunday and it hadn't rained, like this would have been the perfect trip. But like it felt like 3 days. I mean, it felt long. Like it felt like 3 days was perfect for us. Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fly back Monday. Yeah, 3 nights was like perfect. And I said, you know, we could start doing all these like little trips, like from, you know, not all the time, but like a weekend here, a weekend there, and then we don't have to be away from the dogs that long, you know? Because I can take them, you know, over like Thursday night and pick them up Tuesday. And so it's like, you know, they're only there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, well, 5 nights. If they're with Tanya, it's not like, you know, so we could do that like once every 6 weeks or something and have something to look forward to. So then we changed and we came to the airport, and now we're here, and we're here like an hour and a half early. And my phone is charging because it was on, like I think I had, on the way here I had like 11%, and then I was uploading pictures to Instagram, so then I had 10%, and I probably, oh, I had 7% when I charged and plugged it in. And so we have like this whole desk, I'll show you when I go back, that we're like, Alex is like sitting at charging. He's like, I'm just gonna sit here and edit pictures, because he loves to do like Photoshop and stuff like that. And I said, okay. So he's doing all of that, and yeah, it's been such a great trip. It's been so relaxing. It's been so nice. I think I got a little burnt today on my shoulders. You can't really see it yet, but I can feel it in my shoulders. And we're actually in a different place than we usually are, because like when we fly out of here usually, I wonder, did we fly Delta back last time maybe? No, we flew American Airlines, but it's like, there's like a Pizza Hut, and that's like it, like right here. But there's like all these like really nice restaurants. Well, I mean, not really nice, but like, you know, nice restaurants when you're coming through here. There's something about the airport. I was telling Alex, like, I like to look and see where everybody's going. And I was joking when we were walking here because we're going back to Snow. I'm kind of excited to go back to Snow, though. I'm kind of like, okay, we're going back. It's kind of like the movie Home for the Holidays or something. It's kind of like we're going back and getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas, you know? Like, I'm kind of excited about it. And so anyway, when we were walking through here, I was like looking at each place, and like somebody was like, one gate was like leaving for Aruba, and I was like, Aruba? That's so unfair. And then some place was leaving for like Nassau, the Bahamas, and I was like, I want to go to Atlantis and fly first class. Put me on there now. I'm ready to go. He goes, why Atlantis? Because I've always dreamed, I've always wanted to stay at Atlantis in the Bahamas. But it's like really expensive, I heard. If you've stayed at the Atlantis, will you let me know and tell me what your experience was and if you think it's worth it and how many days you need to be there, because that's what I would like to know, so that I could go there and maybe we could just do like a 3-day weekend there or something like that. We could definitely afford that. I mean, more than 7 days, because I can't afford that. My face is looking like it got a little bit burnt now.
Okay, if you stand by, folks, I'm going to be transferring you to the next LaGuardia flight. We got 3 more flights to LaGuardia, and there's 2 more flights to Kennedy. The first flights to LaGuardia leaving us 7-ish and 8-ish, and Kennedy leaves. There's 2 flights that leaves at 9-ish flight. If I call your last name, please say, come on forward, say so.
Hold on.
Otherwise.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk back because it's so loud over there. They're like, whatever. I feel bad for these people. They're literally like canceling every, like they're trying to get all of these people into New York before the morning or something. Apparently, I heard them talking about. They're trying to like canceling. They're trying to like cancel the flights for the morning into New York. So
D27 for on-time departure.
I missed. Where are we? Oh, here we are over here.
Flight 62 service to Paris. All passengers should be at gate D27 for
My husband's standing up right now. It's so loud in here. Look, you want to see our little setup over here? I'll show you. Oh, there's the husband.
Like it's looking like you packed some.
Who are you talking to? Oh, Sarah's in my vlog. Hey, Sarah.
Oh, great.
Okay, so anyway, my phone is now at 35%, so I'm gonna go over here. And, oh, the little chairs I was looking for earlier are gone. Or the people that were sitting over there are gone. The little chairs, I said. Well, there's like 2 chairs over here that I wanted to sit on because you'll see why in just a second. But there's like, see, I can put that there and then I can, yeah, that doesn't really work. Okay. I can put that, oh, that's perfect. Oh my Lord, that's perfect. So anyway, when I was in high school, we used to, I had like 4 friends of mine that we were like super tight, and we would like come to the airport and then we would like walk around and we would like eat at the restaurant in the airport, and we would do like all kinds of stuff. It's like so hard. Like, anyway, we would like vlog at the This is it. I can't do it. I can't do it. When I was in high school, we would come to the airport and we would walk around and we would like look at where everybody was like leaving to and where everybody was going. And I loved it. This is like the worst vlog in the entire world because it is so loud overhead. This is why when people are like, why don't you vlog out in public? Why don't you vlog here? Why don't you vlog there? I'm like, there's always music. There's always talk over. Wherever I go, it's like the loudest place. Do you hear this? What is that? Fix that. Anyway, see, we used to walk around the airport and we would be like, oh, this is where we want to go, and we would like pick the different places like by, you know, gates. This was, I was just telling Alex this, and he was like, oh, that was before you had to have like a boarding pass to get back through there. And I was like, yeah, you didn't have to have a boarding pass to get through anywhere. You could just, you know, like go back, and we would like walk around and we would eat at the airport. We would watch the planes take off and stuff. That was like what we did on like a Friday or a Saturday night, my friends and I. That's how excited we were. Followed up by a couple bottles of Boone's Farm or something like that. But anyway, yeah, that was, there's something magical about the airport. There's something kind of cool about it. I don't know. It's like when we were walking through here today, you could see like people have like their winter coats on and stuff, which I should have because Should we go explore and see what that sound is? I'm gonna see what this is down here that's making that noise. What is that? What? Oh, don't get hurt. Okay. Something is rubbing on it, apparently.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a final call for flight 62, service 2, Paris. All passengers should be at gate.
There's nowhere where I can vlog in privacy over here.
Will be removed. Once again, flight 62, service 2, Paris, last call.
Oh, Paris. I wish I was going to Paris right now. Can you even imagine? Something's stuck in there, she said. We'll turn it off. Just turn it off. What's in there? So I guess this isn't going to be the world's best vlog from over here since it's so loud everywhere. This entire place. Anyway. He was talking to Sarah, but now he's done talking to Sarah. All these people going to different places. Do you think heaven's like this? Like when you get to heaven, it's like people going to all these different, you know, parts of heaven. I wonder. Did you ever see the movie Defending Your Life? I always think about that with that. I love that movie, Defending Your Life. It's like one of my favorite movies. How's she doing? She said it's white outside, like snow. Oh, it's bad. Oh my, there's like snow on the ground. You're such a smart ass. He's like, no, they painted it. Those chargers work fast. My phone, when I plugged it in, it was at 7%, and that was when I like walked away. So I've been vlogging for like what, like 20 minutes, and it's now at 35. It was like 35% when I just looked. That's pretty fast. But anyway, I think I'm gonna get off here now because I'm sure you guys are going crazy. You're like, we missed the car vlogs, we missed the car vlogs. So I will vlog from the car for the rest of this vlog tonight, and we'll do a little chat and talk about things. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you then. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm back in Indianapolis, and it's snowy outside. It's very, very snowy outside, and I was just checking in with Tanya, and she was telling me the doggies are good and they're all cozy and warm for the evening, and I can't wait to go see them tomorrow. And so we got home at about, let's see, we got home at about 11, we got in at about 11, and then we got back to our house, well, it took us like 15 minutes, like we were sitting literally outside the gate, and then they had to like, you know, pull in or whatever, that, I don't know, whatever it is that they do. But that was like another 15 minutes or so. So we got out of there about 11:30, and then we got home at like 12. And then Alex went upstairs, and he went like right to bed because he has a chiropractor appointment at 6 in the morning. And then he has to work all day tomorrow. And then I have a bunch of stuff that I have to do tomorrow, plus pick up the dogs, plus go to my meeting tomorrow night, which I'm not sure I'm going to go to. I've got to talk to Tanya and see if she's going to go. We didn't talk about that tonight. She didn't know if she was or not, so we have to talk about that tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, I have my friend's viewing. And then on Thursday is the funeral. And actually, one of her best friends, reached out to me today and just left me one of the most endearing, sweetest message. She's so sweet. I love her. And she said she watched my vlog, and she was like, she really was such a cool lady, wasn't she? And I was like, yeah, she really was cool. And surreal knowing that somebody that you knew on any kind of level is no longer in the world, you know? It's a weird feeling. And she wasn't somebody that I talked to all the time. It wasn't anything like that, you know, but like I used to say that with Alex. Like one of the things that was hard with my aunt was, and like, I mean, I consider this person a dear friend, but they like weren't like my aunt, you know what I mean? But I said, you know, like I didn't see my aunt like every week. Like, it wasn't like we got together like every week or twice a week or anything like that. Like, we talked on the phone, but I might see her. I wanted to get a Coke at that McDonald's and I forgot to. But I might see her. Is my wallet in here? Oh my God. I would maybe see her like, you know, holidays, and then maybe every 6 weeks for like a dinner or something, or, you know, every month for dinner or something. It just was really random. So like when she passed, at first, like after the funeral and stuff, it didn't feel weird to me because, I mean, it did, like that moment, like when I went over there that day, it felt weird, but like I'm talking like the month afterwards, it didn't feel weird because, I mean, it did, but I just didn't see her all the time. You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know. My friend posted this thing on Facebook the other day that I saw. I've been getting on Facebook a lot more lately. I don't know why. I never get off Facebook feeling very happy, so I don't know why I get on there. But anyway, my friend's dad passed away like almost 2 years ago, maybe. And I'm trying to think of when we went, what time of year it was. But anyway, I talked about it on here. It was since I've been doing the vlog. And, because he was a good friend of mine too. She posted this thing on Facebook the other day and she said, it was something about like the hardest time for friends and family after their loved one dies is after the funeral, so make sure that you keep in contact with them, or something like that. It was like some quote, I can't remember what it was. But I was like, that is so true, you know, like, I remember, like, you know, my mom passed. She was so sick for so long, so it was like this very intense like situation, you know what I mean? Like, it was extremely intense. And so there were like, I would say anywhere from, I'd say there was like 8 to 10 people that like were very involved in the intensity of it, if that makes sense. Like my, you know, my aunt, my cousin, my uncle, well, Tanya was a really big part of it. My friend Liz was a big part of it. We had another friend of ours that was in recovery at the time, but she's not anymore. That was like, she would go over to my mom and read every day, like from the big book, and do crosswords with her and watch movies with her, because she stayed up super late. And so she would just stay over there with my mom. And, you know, we had people coming in 3 times a day. This was before my mom was in the hospital in a coma. And my mom was actually in the hospital, I think it was 3 times total. Like, the first time they sent her home, second time they sent her home, and the third time she was in there for good. The first 2 times they discharged her with dehydration. So then we had to have like basically somebody there 24 hours, like taking care of her. And so we all did shifts. And they're like, so my aunt and uncle's really good friends, this couple that has been friends with for years, they were in it, you know. Then one of my mom's high school friends that had moved back here from New York, she lived in New York her whole life. She moved back here, so she was a big part of it. So there was all these people that were like very, very involved. My dad was super involved in it, you know. My stepmom was involved in it to some degree. There were all these people that were really involved in what was going on with my mom. And then my mom dies, you know, which is like, okay, so this intensity is now all over. You know, what do we do? Like, we've like, all we've really lived for 6 months or whatever, 3 months, but it's literally every day, every waking thought, this is all we've done. And then all of a sudden it's just all over. And then you do the viewing, you plan it, and then there's the viewing and the funeral, which keeps you really like going, because it's like nonstop, buy a suit, buy this, take stuff to the funeral home, find pictures, find songs, call all these people, who's flying in, where are they staying, it's constant, right? And then it's the funeral, and it's kind of like with Christmas, it's like you wake up the day after Christmas, you know, it's like you wake up the day after the funeral. And like, I can remember leaving my aunt's house that day, because I remember like my friends, like 2 of my really good friends, both of which, like, well, one like lives downtown now, and I don't see her very often because she's in a real serious relationship. And then the other one, well, that was my friend Liz. She lives, you know, out west now, so I don't see her as often. But I remember both of them, like, they had been dealing with this for like they were literally like one on each side of me through the whole funeral planning process, and they were so tired that day. And they were like, it was like 6 or 7 in the evening. We were standing in the garage and, you know, talking to my aunt and her friend, and they came out there for a funeral cigarette. And so we were standing out there smoking with them. And my aunt was like, I only have 1 cigarette a year. And it's whenever I go to a funeral with my friends, and, you know, we sit around and we talk about all the good times. And so we were sitting out there with them. But anyway, my friends were like, do you care if we go? And I was like, no, go. And I said, I'm gonna go too. And I went inside, and my dad was like in the living room of my aunt's house, her old house, telling all of these funny stories about he and my mom, like when they, you know, were living together in Chicago and Grand Rapids and stuff. And they, like, all these people were in there. There was like 30 people in there, just, you know. My dad is very much a storyteller. And I remember standing in the kitchen where all the food and stuff was, or I was like in the dining room. They had this like huge buffet, and I remember I literally just got this huge Ziploc bag that my aunt gave me, and I like filled it to the brim with like little cubes of cheese and cookies and little sandwiches and all this crap, right? And I just put it in there. And I remember I went and I said goodbye to everybody, and they were like, oh my God, Peter, next week we're gonna take you out to lunch, and, you know, oh, okay, I'm gonna call you tomorrow to check in on you, and are you gonna be okay tonight? Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. Okay, next week let's get together. I'm serious, like, you know, like, we're gonna see you all the time now, you know, whatever. And I'm talking all the people that were involved in this too. We're like, we're gonna see each other all the time, we're gonna be together all the time, blah, 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 whatever. Like, I had so many people that told me that. Okay, next Friday, dinner. Okay, oh, well, let's do dinner next Thursday. Okay, how about we go out to lunch on Wednesday? So I go home, and I think this happens. I don't blame any of them. I think what happens is after the fact, we don't really know what to do with it, and the intensity's over. And I think that we don't really teach very well the language of grieving afterwards, you know? So I go home, and I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm sitting on the couch, right? And I'm going through, and the dog's at my feet, and, you know, and I'm sitting there on the couch, and I got this fountain pop that I went and got, and all this cheese, and I'm like trying to find the perfect movie, and I turn on the TV, and Annie Hall comes on. And Annie Hall is literally like one of my mom's all-time favorite movies. She loved Diane Keaton and Annie Hall. And so I was like, what was I gonna say? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, is this a sign from God or what? Mom, are you speaking to me? And so, like, I was like, I can't do Annie Hall tonight, right? And so I switched the channel, and it was starting the Lifetime movie of the Judds, Love Can Build a Bridge. And I sat there for 2 hours and sobbed my eyes out watching the life story of whatever her name, Naomi and Winona Judd, who I love anyway. I love that grandpa. Tell me about the good old days. I love that song so much. Okay, you guys, I cannot believe this, but the battery died, and I now have, like, I don't know, it's like flashing. So I'll have to tell my Love Can Build a Bridge story some other time. But the moral of the story is, I didn't hear from anybody, okay? But the other part of that is, I should have reached out to them too. And, you know, you should always reach out to other people and, you know, ask for help, ask for love, ask for support, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you guys for support always. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get off here now because I think I probably have like 10 seconds left. And I am going to drive and listen to my audiobook. I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Enjoy your day. Make the most of it. Do something fun today. Do something exciting. And yeah, that's that. And if nobody else has told you, you're exchanging a day of your life for it. Life is not dress rehearsal. Seriously, it's not. And talking about this, we should know that, right? And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at somebody each and every single day and you say how much. Make sure that you look at someone each and every single day. I'm losing it. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror each and every single day and you let yourself know your worth and your value. You are valuable. You are worthy. You are important. And most importantly, make sure that you let somebody else know. and I just want you guys to know how much it means to me that you watch my videos every single day and support me. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Well, I did it again. I slept straight through the night. It is currently 6:08 a.m. on Saturday, so this is Friday's vlog. But I feel really rested, so the reason why it's a problem is not so much that I'm getting up at 6 a.m. and filming my vlog, which I'm sure is strange to a lot of people, but it's not strange to me. Actually, I saw my neighbor yesterday, my new neighbor that moved in. She was like, "You have kind of crazy hours," and I said, "Yeah," and she knew that I like make videos for YouTube, and I was explaining to her what I do, and I said, you know, sometimes I like to go to sleep with Alex, and so like I'll go to sleep with Alex, and then I'll wake up and be like, oh my god, I forgot, you know, I still have to go vlog, and so I'll go outside and I'll vlog and whatever. And she was like, that's so much fun that you get to do that, and I was like, yeah, I love it, you know. So anyway, it wouldn't really be a problem today because I would go back home and maybe go back to sleep for a couple hours, although I'm weirdly like awake, and I think the reason is because I literally got 7+ hours of sleep. I slept straight through the night. I mean, I was out. I remember like Alex and he like put his hand across my chest, and we were like talking about today or Saturday, and I turned like, and I was like, good night, babe, love you, and I like turned over and I was out. Like, I don't remember anything after that. And he was on his phone when I told him good night. So it is cold in Indianapolis. It is 30 degrees. Oh, but the reason why like it usually wouldn't matter, but today it does, is because today is Carlitos' birthday party, which is at 2 p.m. and I'm meeting Alex there because he has like work stuff he has to do today. And then I got some water before I left. I was so thirsty for water. You know, and of course I want to make videos and stuff, so we've got to figure out a time to do that, because we're apparently going to his birthday party at 2 o'clock. I'm sure that will probably go 2 hours, 3 hours, and then we're supposed to go back over to Carlos and Liliana's for like, to hang out and do like birthday cake or something over there. So it'll end up being this very long deal. Well, I also have my audiobook that I have to listen to. And so my plan had been to really drive around tonight, Saturday night, and listen to like 4 hours of it. That had been my plan, to listen to 4 hours on Saturday night and 4 hours on Friday night, sorry, and 4 hours on Saturday night, and then have the whole thing done. I know there are some people that are like so confused right now, like what day it is and whatever, watching this. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's like Janis Joplin said, it's all the same effing day, man. But you know, like, I was gonna listen to 4 hours on Friday night. I was gonna get my vlog done early, and then, because that's why I laid down at like 10:30 and something like that, and I was gonna lay down from 10:30 to like 11:30, I think is when I set my alarm, and then get up, and I was gonna vlog from like 11:30 to 12:30, and then I was going to listen to my audiobook till like 4:30 in the morning. And then tonight, I was gonna listen to like another 4 hours throughout the day, and then I'd have the book done. Well, now I've screwed myself because it is the day before the live stream. We may have to move the live stream. I just don't know how I'm possibly gonna get this book done in 24 hours. I don't know. I need to talk to Mel about it today. I mean, it's not like it's a huge ordeal. There's only like 30 people that come to the live stream, which is great, you know. I mean, I've never in a million years thought I'd ever have a book club that had that, you know, 30 to 50 people that attend. Here's my coffee lip balm. There's like 2,000 people that are active, like, well, 2,000 people in the book club. And of course, not everybody reads the book every month, but there's quite a few people that read the book that just don't come to the live stream. I would do the live streams on YouTube since I figured that out. But last time we guested a bunch of people. That water tastes so good. But last time we guested a bunch of people. And I want to be able to do that again, and you cannot do that on YouTube Live anymore. Plus, I can kind of like moderate what's going on a little bit easier. The fact that it's smaller, I don't know, keeps it just a little bit nicer. So, because it doesn't go so fast, you know. So that's supposed to be on Sunday at 4 p.m. I'm gonna have to talk to her today and see what we're gonna do. I don't want to go into it just not having finished the book. I like the book. I just don't know that there's any way that I can possibly get it done. That means I have to listen to 9 hours in 24 hours. I just don't know that there's any possible way that I can get that done. So anyway, but I had kind of planned that on Saturday I wasn't sure that I was going to make videos anyway because of Carlitos' birthday party, and I just kind of wanted to be with family and stuff. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just take the day. But on Friday, because I was so busy, I had like all this sobriety stuff to do on Friday. I was like, I had like this commitment in the early evening, and then I was had to meet with a friend of mine in the afternoon. I was like, well, maybe, but I ended up making videos on Friday. So, okay, what did I do? I got up, and like I said, this vlog, did I say this already? This vlog is not going to be super long. It just can't be, you guys, today, because I have too many things. I'm on my way currently, well, I'm in the direction of, whenever I finish vlogging, I'll probably go in there and do it. I'm in the direction of going to get Carlitos' birthday present. Alex already got him something. He got him a bunch of Spider-Man stuff. Apparently when he was at Target. So Alex got off work yesterday and he went over and picked up Sarah, and then they went to Target and he bought Carlitos' birthday present. He was gonna get it from both of us, but I was like, no, I want to get him something too. So when he was there, he FaceTimed Carlitos and like was showing him stuff, and I was like, well, that makes it real exciting for the kids. So he got him like the Spider-Man stuff. He really wants a remote control car, so I think I'm gonna get him a remote control car is what I'm gonna do. People are up and early at Denny's this morning. So yeah, that's the direction I'm going in. But anyway, what was I gonna say? So this is gonna have to be a short vlog today. I got up on Friday and I'm trying to think of what I did. Oh, like I got up and I took the dogs out, gave PP his medication, and then I had to like leave and get out of the house because I had to go meet up with my friend. And so I went and met up with my friend for coffee. And then I had a bunch of errands to run after that. My day seemed to go so quick because I didn't leave there until like 3, and then I had to be at this recovery commitment thing at 5, and so it was like my day went super, super fast. I came home in between and I filmed. Did I do it afterwards or before? No, I did it afterwards. After, so like I'm this saying it was like an hour long. It's like an hour and a half long. And then I got home about 6:45 and I filmed a video for my Peter Mon channel, and then I filmed a video for my Peterisms channel, and I wanted to do a review video, but I didn't get to it. And not enough hours in the day. That's how I feel. I was thinking about this yesterday because I announced my book and my Peterisms channel so I'm going to start doing this like every month on my Peterisms channel. I'm going to read a book. There's going to be like, it's like kind of like a read along, not necessarily like a book club, but like a read along. Self-help or motivational book. And so for November, I'm reading The Four Agreements and by Don Miguel Ruiz. I've never read it before. I heard it was fantastic. And, but I was thinking about like how in my life I've had people like criticize me and be like, you're always starting things, you're always like new ideas, and you sometimes like don't like your ideas never, come to fruition, but a lot of times they do, A lot of my ideas that I've started, like a book club or like a vlog or whatever, have taken on a life of their own, or YouTube. When I started doing YouTube on BookTube, that was like when I was committed to like posting regularly. I never thought, I never in a million years thought that it would turn into this, where it literally became my life. I just really had no idea. And that was just 3.5 years ago. So it's crazy how, much your life can change in such a short amount of time. I posted this picture yesterday on my Instagram, and I was like, can't wait to be back. It was like from Miami, and I was like, can't wait to be back in Miami, or be back in Miami next week or something. Will be our second home, hopefully very soon or something. Oh my God, I got so many people from like my personal life that called me and was like, are you moving? Did you not tell us something? Blah, 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 whatever. Like Melissa texted me and she was like, are you moving to Miami? What's going on? I was like, Melissa, we were just at your house last night. Don't you think we would have told you? And, but we have kind of been on the down low looking at houses, and, it's been very exciting. We have some areas picked. And we kind of did anyway, that we, like, areas that we were looking at. I would love to be right in South Beach, but that's just not realistic. It's just too expensive. And as much as I like that Brickell area, which is one of the areas that we looked at, I just don't know that we can afford that. Like, I just think, I just don't want to be house poor. For a second home, that we're not going to be in all the time. And it's not really in an area that you could Airbnb it. You could, but I don't know that. I don't know. And that's not really what I want to do with a place anyway. Like, if I have my own second place, like, I want to have my own second place that I can go to whenever I want. But, so anyway, yeah, I don't think I really want to say a whole lot more about that right now. But we are seriously starting to look at some places. The other thing is that we would never move completely from Indianapolis. We would go back and forth. PB had a great day today. He was weird. I don't know if maybe it's the weather and now he's used to it or what, but he woke up today and what is this sandwich called? It says, is it called a Pilgrim? It's like all turkey. The Pilgrim, it is. And it's like, oh, a Thanksgiving feast in every bite, and it's cranberry sauce and turkey and at the Get Go gas station. They should sponsor my channel, the Get Go, for me sending people to go eat their Thanksgiving feast sandwich. See, that's like something that sounds good if I wasn't a vegetarian. But like turkey almost sounds worse to me though than a cheeseburger, in all honesty. PB did great today. I think he coughed like once the entire day, and he was super active, and he was running around in the backyard. I don't know if maybe he's just, now it's 34 degrees, that's so weird. Maybe he is just used to the weather. I think what happened was the night before I had felt bad for him because he just seemed so hungry, and he doesn't like that food. So I gave him like a huge plate of Boo and Tucker's food, and he literally ate it down in like 2 seconds. And I think it just made him sick. I think like he was like, his little stomach couldn't handle it, and I thought I was doing something right, you know. He just hates that food that he eats. Like, he hates it. Like, tonight we put it down, and he wouldn't eat it. And you know what was so funny was, I stood in the kitchen finally, and I was like, PB, I was like, that food is perfectly fine. You need to eat your food, PB. And he looked up at me, and then he started eating the food. When I stood right there, he ate it. Like, ate it. And, like, not like just nibbled around it, but like he ate it. But then he did that for like 5 minutes, and then he looked up at me and he like walked away, and like half the plate was left. I was like, damn it, baby. You know, and our vet had always said, she said, I would rather have a lean dog with a with heart disease than a heavy dog with heart disease. So, you know, she's always happy with his weight, but I don't want him to get thin. Like, I don't want him, you know. And PB's never been heavy, and he's never been super thin. So, but he's doing much better today. He was running around the backyard and chasing his brothers, and then I had to, like, he's so funny. At one point, like, Boo and Tucker came inside, and I was like, BB. I was like, come on, BB, let's go inside. Let's have treats. And he just, like, looked at me. And so I, like, walked inside, and I was, like, doing some other stuff, and I came back out there, because, like, he just walked around the backyard, and I go, BB, I go, come on, we gotta have treats, let's go. And he just, like, stopped and looked at me, and then he kept on, like, sniffing the grass. So I let him keep on walking around. I went back out there like 3 or 4 minutes later. And I go, PB, I go, you better come on. And he just stopped and looked at me, and I go, okay, I guess no treats then. And he came like running inside. It was so funny. It's so weird, you know, like Alex said to me yesterday, he said, I'm starting to worry that maybe PP is starting to wind down. You know, that because like a lot of what we've read, I need to stay off those articles, but like, my vet always tells me that. She's like, every situation is completely different. Do not read articles about that stuff. But, you know, they'll say, oh, dogs with heart disease start to wind down, and they get real lethargic at the end, and they lose their appetite. You know, it's like, so I pick, you know, and choose symptoms that PP has and put them all together and basically say, well, it's over, you know. And then I get real worried and real stressed out. And so Alex was like, yesterday, he was like, because PP just didn't seem himself at all. And he was like, I think maybe he's starting to wind down. And Alex got real upset. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready for this. You know, I'm just not. I'm not ready for my life to change that drastically, I guess. And, I mean, we don't have any control, you know, over when pets go. I get so many, you know, comments in the comment sections from you guys. It just breaks my heart for you when you're like, oh, you know, I lost my dog today, or, and I always feel so horrible for you guys, you know. And I mean, I know it's a part of life, you know, but so anyway, I was worried I was going to wake up and he was going to be 10 times worse than he had been on Thursday, but that wasn't the case. So he was 100% better, and I was very happy about it. And he's doing good this morning, because right before I left, I took them out, and he just leaped off the bed to go outside, and I took him outside, and then I gave him his morning medicine and stuff, so. singing that Donna song for Alex. I was like, oh, Donna. He was like, I was like, do you know that song? He was like, no. And I'd actually downloaded it like a couple weeks ago, and so I have it like on my iPad or what do you call it when it's in your phone? Just your iTunes? Is that what you call it? Just your iTunes? I was like, here, I'm gonna play it for you. He was not impressed, and I was standing up and I was like swaying it, and I was using it as like a microphone, and I had a girl and I wasn't there. But my favorite part of this song, what's my favorite part? Well, it's not till the very end. I didn't realize it until I was listening to the song. It's like the last 30 seconds. So then I was like, do you know Richie Valens? And he was like, didn't he die in a plane? And I go, is that all you know, about Richie Valens? And he goes, well, what do you know? And I go, didn't you see the movie? And he goes, what movie? And then I couldn't remember what the movie was called, you guys, and I had to like look it up. And I couldn't remember it, and I looked up Richie Valens movies. Well, apparently, to my idiocy, Richie Valens was like in a ton of movies, like in the 50s or 60s or whatever, you know, like Elvis was. And so it pulled up all those movies, and I was like, what was that? And then all of a sudden it pulled up Lou Diamond Phillips' picture, and I was like, yes, Lou Diamond Phillips, that's who it is. And it was La Bamba, and I had totally forgot that it was da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, la-la-la-la-la-la Bamba. So I said to Alex, this is truly what it is like living with me, just so you know. So for you 14 haters that dislike my video every day, this is what it would be like for you all the time. But anyway, I was like, do you know that movie? And he was like, what movie? And I was like, la 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 Bamba. I know I missed or added a few laws in there. But anyway, I hope I got one of my haters to at least smile just a little bit, because y'all are so bitter. But anyway, better! He said, of course I know that movie. I go, well, you don't know Donna. He goes, well, who's Donna? And I go, Donna was his girlfriend in the movie. He goes, he died in a plane accident. I go, I know he died in a plane accident, Alex, but he had a girlfriend, her name was Donna, and he wrote a song for her. Was she his wife or something? I can see her in the movie. Whatever happened to Lou Diamond Phillips? So Alex and I tonight, I got done with my videos. He came home. I did not start my diet today. I'm sure it's a real surprise to people, and I'm real let down over it. But anyway, I was like, well, maybe Monday. Anyway, maybe Monday in June. I mean, it's just a joke, isn't it? So anyway, I got food, not healthy food either. I got Burger King. And so anyway, and sat there and ate, and he had all this chili, and we watched both episodes, the last 2 episodes of American Horror Story that we hadn't watched. It's so still on the, I was at the end and didn't even know it. It's so still on the lake this morning. But we watched both episodes of American Horror Story that we hadn't seen, and yeah, it was good. I might have gotten Burger King and a Crunchwrap Supreme. A black bean Crunchwrap Supreme. And my husband might have had several bowls of chili and 2 cookies from Melissa's. Look, it was Friday night. Anyway. So, yeah, so we watched American Horror Story. I'm trying to think what the episodes were. They were good. It just doesn't seem very cohesive to me this season. I'll have to say, this is one of the seasons, American Horror Story. It's called 1984 if you're not watching it. And it's basically like modeled after like 80s horror movie, of which you know I love. And like I was really excited about it when it started, and I'm not excited about it now. Like it's okay. Like I enjoy watching it, And I enjoy it. I enjoy having a show together that Alex and I watch. He really doesn't like the season, and but I'm just not that excited about it. I just don't think it's that good. I find myself talking about other stuff. Like we were sitting there, we both love Billy Lords, I think is her name. And so he was like, he said something about her tonight. And I said, I love her. I said, she's fantastic. She was in Scream Queens too. And he was like, she just came out of nowhere. And I said, she's one of the richest women in Hollywood. And he goes, what? And I go, she's one of the richest women in Hollywood. And he said, we have this argument every time, he forgets who she is. And he goes, from doing Scream Queens in this show, no, she's not. And I go, her mother was Carrie Fisher, and her grandma was Debbie Reynolds. I don't know why I can always never remember it's Debbie Reynolds. And I said, I think she and her brother split the inheritance or something like that. Or she and Carrie Fisher's brother split the inheritance or something like that. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. I go, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia from Star Wars. He's like, I know. He was so cute tonight. Alex had all the dogs around him. But then because all the dogs, Boo and Tucker were like right together. It was so cute. But because so he sits down and then he puts a blanket over his lap. And then the dogs like all sit on the blanket around him. But then he thinks that is a reason to have me go get him things. So he was like, I have some sprees in there. But he said they were sweet tarts. He was like, I have some sweet tarts in there. Can you get those for me? And I went in there. And I was like, you mean sprees? He was like, yeah, sprees. Can you give me my sprees? I was like, yeah, sure. Then he was like, can you give me another blanket? Like, is there anything else you want me to do? Because you can't get up. He's like, I have the dogs. He kept on going, I have the dogs. Oh, man. I met a girl. Oh, that's my favorite part where it goes, oh, Jana. But that's at the very end. In case you want to know. It's like literally in the last 30 seconds. We went to a friend's house the other night that's like up the street. And we came from the other way, like down here, coming this way. And I never go down there. Like I always turn around in this church, which is like out in the middle of nowhere anyway. If you live in Indianapolis, I'm in Oak Landon right now, which I have no reason to drive to Oak Landon, right? It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So, but it's like the backside of Geist, which is where I grew up. So if you go down here, there's like a gas station and like strip malls and stuff like that. So we came from that direction and we were going over here, and Alex goes, said something about where, he goes, oh, I know where we are now. He was like, you know, me and so-and-so used to go to lunch over here all the time because Alex used to do a bunch of work stuff over here. And I was like, oh yeah. And all of a sudden we passed this church and I was like, that's that church that I turn around in all the time. It's at 800. The street is 800. Like 800 North or something. I can't see what it says. 800 Northwest or something. And I thought it said Boo on it. I was like, oh my God, it's Boo Street. That's so hilarious. And all of the corn is not out here. Whenever I tell Alex though, like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I vlog out here. And he'll be like, you vlog out here? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you come out all the way out here and vlog. And I'm like, yeah, where do you think I vlog? Around our neighborhood? Like 200 times or something? I just got the biggest craving for a Dr. Pepper. I don't even know why. Doesn't that sound so good though right now, a Dr. Pepper? You're probably like, no. Why would you just randomly think of that? Because I do. It sounds delicious to me. I want to get a bunch of Christmas candles and Christmas stuff. I don't know when I want to put up the Christmas decorations this year. Well, really, it's just my little tree. But I might buy some other things this year and put it up too. But I don't want the house to be too cluttered. Although the other day I said to Alex, did he bring it up or did I bring it up? Because we were talking about getting new sheets. I love that comforter. I love so much. We might need to get like another one in a different color or something, so that when we clean them, we can just put the new one on. But he said, I was thinking about getting some new sheets, and I said, do you want to get another pair of sheets? Because I really liked that brand of jersey sheets I got. And that's what I meant. And he was like, yeah, do you want to get flannel? And I go, flannel? And he was like, I haven't had flannel sheets in forever, but I like flannel looking sheets that are jersey, you know? And he was like, yeah, you know, and because I had said to him, I said to him like a month or two ago, like, could we get some flannel sheets? So I like how they look, and I think they're cute and masculine and stuff. And he was like, yeah, he was like, we can get some flannel sheets. And then the other day he like mentioned it. He was like, are we going to get the flannel sheets? And I was like, well, we can. I can't believe that, like, I don't know what just made me think of this, that like every day of my dad's life, like he's been up for like 2 hours already. Like I know if I went to my dad's house right now, like he would have like read the newspaper, had like his first 2 cups of coffee for the day, and be like completely showered and dressed for the day, even on a Saturday. My dad was never like the type that, like, when he went into work, my dad is a super sharp dresser. And when I was a kid, he went to Chicago and he got his suits from this store called Mark Shale in Chicago. And my dad always wore the coolest suits. Like, in the winter, I just remember he had the most beautiful suits, and they were like, you know, all these tweeds and, you know, and then he would have just really pretty ties, and he always just looked like a college professor, you know, at Yale or something like that. And he wears little round rim glasses and stuff. And so anyway, my dad, my dad loves clothes, and he's just, but like those kind of clothes, you know, he's just a sharp dresser. But you know how like some people, like I can remember like when I was talking to Caroline, my cousin Caroline, about her dad, my Uncle Dave, and she would say, you know, Dad every day, no matter what, gets up and he puts on like khakis and like a button-down collared shirt, you know? Well, that is not my dad. That is not my dad. My dad is very much, like he gets up every day and takes a shower. He like gets up, reads the paper. My dad reads like every day, like the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, every single day. And drinks his coffee, and then probably reads some other book. My dad's always reading some obscure book about something that you would never, he goes to the bookstore and he buys like, he only reads nonfiction, and he buys like, you know, 5 or 10 books on topics that you have never heard of before, about things. He just reads everything random. So when we go and see him, he's always telling us about, you know, something completely random about like, this religious organization, you know, in this island that nobody's ever heard of. Not religious organization, but religious group or whatever, you know, or it'll be about a certain way to, like, you know, make tea, or some animal that's extinct or something. He's always reading about all these, like, just really random things. But anyway, but like on the weekends, my dad would get up, you know, and he would, showered and ready, but he would always just, like, in the summer, you know, put on like shorts and a t-shirt. My dad always, so this idea of me collecting t-shirts wherever I go, my dad did it. And it wasn't so much like a thing that he collected. I wouldn't say that he collected them. He just always bought t-shirts wherever he went. So, like, you know, my entire childhood was filled with my dad. My dad has worn Patagonia since I can remember. And he always would wear these like grayish or khaki Patagonia shorts. that were kind of like mid-thigh, and they were like sailor shorts, because, you know, my dad always was on a boat, and because he had his own sailboat, and then he just was always on sailboats. He did like a lot of like medical missionary work on sailboats and stuff like that. So then he would have a t-shirt on top of it that would say like Honduras, or, you know, St. Thomas or something. You know, he had all these t-shirts, mostly from like the Caribbean, that he would wear, and that he would get grabbed in the airport or whatever, or some bar that, you know, like restaurant, like in these places. My dad was like such a cool guy. He, and you know, he was single for a long time too, and he really enjoyed, I think, being single. And I mean, he enjoys being with my stepmom, but I think the time that he was single, he enjoyed it, because he, every winter, it would scare my mom to death. This was after they were separated, but he would go to Banff, Alberta, Canada. I think that's correct. And he would hike in the Canadian Rockies by himself. I have several t-shirts from when I was a kid that said Banff on them, and he did too. But he would hike there when he was a kid, or when I was a kid, by himself. He would go up there for like 2 or 3 weeks. He actually dated this girl for a while that he met up there, and she was from Australia. She was from New Zealand, and she was like one of the editors on the movie The Man from Snowy River. But anyway, she was like a world traveler. That was before like people just had like a backpack and traveled, I remember. He was so excited. She came to like visit. She stayed for like an extended period of time, and we like watched that movie, which I don't think I ever really understood. But anyway, and at the very end, her name was in the credits. But my dad, that was when he did a lot of traveling like that. That's when he did like a lot of the medical work, like in Honduras and places like that. My mom would be like, I can't believe that he's taking all these risks. That was when he went to the US Open. So, okay. My dad, so I come from a big tennis family. Like, my family loves tennis. So my dad went to the US Open one year, but he wanted to get like courtside. So he made up these, he bought a huge, my dad loves cameras, he always has. And so he had just bought this brand new Nikon camera, I think it was. And he had this like huge, what do you call it? Like neck thing. It was like this big, you know? And it was like one of these, it was like, this is in the 70s. This was like 78, right? And it was like, it looked like a camera strap, but that was like woven, like hippie woven, you know what I mean? It was very artsy and colorful. And he like grew a beard out so that he looked like just some like random photographer that was like, you know, and then he had these like jean cutoff shorts on, and like he has pictures of himself at his house, like, okay, and like these huge tube socks pulled up, and then he had on like just some t-shirt that said like St. Thomas or something on it, and he went with this huge camera, and he literally, I mean, this is back in the day, like today you couldn't do it probably, you know, but he made this like some, I can't, like Sports Illustrated or something like that. He made a press pass and laminated it. He laminated it and everything, and he went there and got courtside, and literally got pictures of these guys courtside, and at the US Open in New York City, and has pictures of him like, you know, down on one like, you know, knee like this, like taking pictures and stuff that people took of him. That's so funny that my dad did that. My dad is somebody that is like totally unafraid. Like he is unafraid, and really, and we talk a lot about this word unbothered. Like he is really unbothered. Like it's funny how it has changed for him though over time. Like when I was younger, you know, like he would get really, incensed is not really the word, but like, you know, if you told him something, he would get kind of heated about it. Not really heated, but like, okay, this isn't okay, and blah, blah, blah. He just isn't like that today. Like, if you tell him something, you know, he's just like, he just kind of laughs, you know, he's like, okay, you know, like, he just doesn't give things any time or energy that he doesn't care about. If that makes sense. Like, he loves his dog, he loves my stepmom, he loves me, he loves Alex, he loves the house, he loves being on the water, he loves his work. Other than that, he loves to read, he loves to travel. Other than that, he doesn't pay it a whole lot of attention. He just doesn't, you know? My jaw is hurting, I don't know why. Boo Radley is always the last dog to wake up, usually. Well, Pee-Pee has been the last couple days, but Boo Radley usually is. And Tucker's always the first one to wake up. But tonight, Boo Radley, I had to wake him up to take them outside. And Boo Radley was crying while he was dreaming. He was like, you know, running in his sleep. And he was like, Well, it was so cute. What do you think dogs dream of? Do you think they just dream of like running outside or chasing birds or eating snacks? Or when you think about the fact that like our dogs or cats or pets or whatever, they know us, and they kind of recognize probably some people on the street or friends that, or family that we have that come by, and that's the limitation of their world, you know? Although, like, as much as dogs seem to understand, I really think they understand a lot more than we give them credit for. I also think that dogs watch TV. I don't think they understand it, but I think they actually can see images. Like, I was reading something and it said a long time ago, and it said that dogs can't see like the images that are on a TV. And then I read something recently. Is that a new strip mall? What is that? What is that? Oh, I've got to go see what this is. Is this a Tide Cleaners drive-through? What is that? I want to go there. I might have to try that for my review channel. But, then I read something recently and it said that dogs do know what is, this is like a brand new thing. It's kind of back here, kind of hard to get to though. That they do know, like when they're watching TV, what they're seeing. Which is funny because like our dogs watch TV. Boo Radley has no clue what's on that TV. But Pee-Pee kind of watches it and he kind of goes like this and watches it, you know? Tide Cleaners. I don't get it. Drive-through entrance. Do you think it's like you drop your clothes off? It's gotta be. I'm gonna look it up because I wanna know. I wanna know if she really loves me. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Dry cleaning and laundry. Wash and fold. Tide Cleaners planning to open 5 indie area franchises. Why can't I get to the article? I don't want to leave a comment. It says you must be logged in to leave a comment. I don't care to be I don't care. I just want to read the article. What's the problem? Tide Cleaners provides personalized washing, folding, dry, cleaning, and alterations. The future of laundry care, brought to you by America's #1 trusted brand. What, are people going back to all of that? Like, oh, there's a little dog park in there. How cute is that by that apartment complex? But I will tell you what's funny is, it seems like it was so long ago that we didn't have a washer and dryer. Do you remember that period of time that we didn't have a washer and dryer? And we had to go to the laundromat, which I quite frankly loved going to the laundromat. Nowadays, it seems like, well, I don't right now, because our washer and dryer is so fast that, like, I put a load of wash in and then I get it done and then that's it. But it seems like I do a load of wash like every single day. I do something. Whether it's towels and linens. I need to do towels. We have so many towels though. We don't have so many towels to clean. We have so many towels, period. So like we clean them and then we put them, you know, away. Then we have more towels that we bring out because we always buy towels. It seems like whenever there's like a sale like on nice towels, like, well, Alex is good about that, about buying towels. I usually buy like the bedding and he buys towels. So yeah. But I used to like always, like once we got the washer and dryer, I would always have something in the washer or the dryer and, you know, be like running it. I don't so much. I wonder if that place is open, that Rise place. It's interesting to me that a lot of these like brunch places are not open at 5 till 7 on Saturday morning. I'm really kind of surprised by that. I think Patachou's open by now. It's at the end and I didn't know it. I said this was going to be short, and look, it ended up being long. I'm awake now. I don't think that I'm going to be able to go back to bed, which is fine, because then I can just make my videos for the day that I want to make and stuff. But, part of the problem is I don't know what I'm going to make my videos about just yet. Well, I could drive around and listen to my audiobook. God knows I need to do that, so. What is with all this crazy construction? Anyway, I think I'm gonna get off here now and just make this a little bit shorter, and I'll try to vlog longer tomorrow, you guys. Oh my God, this huge detour. What does it say? I'm gonna go this way, because I don't know how to go that way around. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here now, and listen to, I guess, my audiobook. I wanna get a Dr. Pepper. And I've gotta go, oh, I've gotta buy Carlitos' birthday present. I still have to go do that. So anyway, I'm gonna go to the Meijer and do that. I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Enjoy your day, make the most of it. Do something today. Are you kidding me? This road is closed too. I feel like I'm stuck in a Twilight Zone. Anyway, do something today, road closed to through traffic. Do something today that that you're gonna look back on and be proud of, or happy that you did. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Life is not a dress rehearsal. And make sure that you look in yourself in the mirror. Back up. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say to yourself, I love you, you are valuable, you are important. Important. And you allow yourself to know your own self-value and your own self-worth. You gotta start telling ourselves that on a daily basis. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know that they are important to you. Live your life with compassion, love, and kindness. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!